So can you tell me the topics you have an issue with in school or challenge with?
Um, I'm having some problems with factors responsible for changes in market price, disequilibrium, market supply, and all of that.
Okay, you said factor responsible for the first
Change
one.
in market price.
Okay. And what's the
And
second one?
having problems with market supply and supply schedule and curve.
Okay. I think can we go over demand and supply again? Will that be fine? So that you can understand it from the beginning, right?
Okay, okay.
All right. Let's look at demand, right?
Okay.
What do you understand by demand before I explain it? Do you have
Demand
any?
is the quantity of products that a buyer is willing and able to buy at a given price and a point in time.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? The quantity of a product that a consumer is willing and able to buy at a given price, place, and time, right?
Yes.
Now we have the law of demand, right? The next thing I'll look at is the law of demand, right? You know what the
Okay.
law says, right?
Okay.
You know what the law says?
No.
Okay, the law of demand says the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, right?
Okay.
And the lower the price, the higher the quantity
Higher
demanded.
the quantity demanded.
Other things being equal, right? Or you can use ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus means other things being equal. Is that understood?
Okay. Yes, it is.
Now, do you know why we use ceteris paribus in that law?
No.
Okay, the reason we use ceteris paribus in the law of demand is because it is not only price that determines the quantity of a product that consumer will demand, right?
Mm. Yes.
There are other factors like income of consumers, right?
Yeah.
So that like price of related product, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
taste, fashion taste and attitude of consumer can also affect demand. Is that understood?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let me talk about factors affecting demand. Just like trying to go uh through it again since you have done it before, right? Factors affecting demand. I believe you have done all of this before, right?
Yes, I have.
Let's look at some factors that can affect demand. We have actually mentioned some of them, right? Number one is price. Price can affect demand, right?
Yes. Um,
Now, can you tell me how price can affect demand?
price can affect price. The price of a product can affect demand, as if a product is has gotten expensive or is too high. People will be less likely to buy it, and if
Okay.
the price of a product has decreased, people will be more likely to buy it.
All right, that's a good one, right? Let me tell you this: economics is very easy to pass, right? It's very easy to pass. It's very easy to pass. What you need to do is understand it. If you don't understand anything, just ask questions, right?
Okay.
Understanding is key in passing it. I've asked students who did A level and they had A star, right? I've asked students who came as the top in Nigeria, but What makes that student become as top in economics is because you understand every concept, every topic you
Yeah.
understand it. So if you don't understand anything, feel free to answer to ask questions. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now you said when price goes up, consumer will buy less. Right? But I want you to use economics terminology, right, to explain that. The higher the price, the lower the quantity was demanded. Like that's exactly what you said, right?
Mm,
And the lower the price, the higher the quantity was demanded, right?
yes.
Then you have to put ceteris paribus or other things being equal. Why are you putting it? Because it's not only price that determines demand, just like I said the other time. There are other factors that affect demand. Is that understood?
Okay. Okay.
Right? So number two, let's talk about number two factor that can affect demand. Number two is income, income of consumers, right? You get that?
Yes.
Now, if you look at one of the okay, let's look at demand for phone. I just want to like use a product phone for instance. One of the factors that will affect demand for phone is price of phone. If the price of phone goes up, right, consumer will demand less for phone, right? And if the price of phone reduces, consumer will demand more for what phone. Is that understood?
Yes.
Other things being equal. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now, number two factor that will determine demand is income of consumers, right? For consumer that demand for phone, right? If their income increases, right, they may demand more for what more phones, right?
Yes.
I said, not what I use. I use May. They may demand more for more phones, right? I use May because I'm not so sure about it. Right? They may demand more for more phones if their income increases. If and only if phone is a normal good to that consumer. I'm sure you'll have done normal good in school, right? Did they tell you about
Um.
normal good?
Is it
Normal good is
is it
okay.
like needs and wants?
Okay, not really, right? Normal goods are those goods, right? Whose uh, demand increases as consumer income increases, right? For you,
Oh.
phone may be a normal good, and for another person, phone may not be what the normal good, right? So, for instance, if phone is a normal good for me, as my income increase, I want to demand more for phone. Is that understood? Did you get that? Is that understood?
Yes.
So, a normal good is a good whose demand increases as consumer income increases. So as I earn more income,
Mm,
I demand more for what? If I'm demanding more for what? A product. That means the product is what? A normal good. Is that understood?
okay. Okay.
So that means suppose your income increase from let's say £10,000 to £20,000, right? And you are demanding more for what? For let's say for a particular what food. That means that food to you is
Mm,
a normal good. Is that understood? Did you get that?
yes. Okay.
So under income, what I will
Yes.
explain,
Yes.
what I'm trying to explain under income, right, as a factor that determines what demand is normal good, mention normal good, right, and inferior good. Inferior good. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now I've explained what normal good is. Normal good is a good whose demand increases as consumer income increases. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now we also have inferior good. What is an inferior good? An inferior good is a good whose demand falls as consumer income increases. Did you get that?
Okay. Okay.
So that means as your income increases, you demand less for it, for such good. Is that understood?
Yes.
A
Yes.
very good
Okay.
example of inferior good is poor quality rice. Right? Poor quality
Mm,
rice is an example of inferior good. Right? You are buying it because you have what? You are operating on a low income. Did you get that?
yes.
So as your income increases, you want to buy what more quality what rice. You buy more quality what rice, then you buy less of what that poor quality what rice. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now we can establish a relationship between what demand and income, right? Right, based on what I've explained. For normal good, we can say that normal good has what a positive relationship with what income, because as your income increases, you are demanding more for it. As income increases, the demand for it also what increases. So they move in what the same direction. Is that understood?
Yes.
So normal good tend to have what a positive normal good, right? For normal good, demand tend to have positive relationship with what income. Is that understood? Right?
Yes.
Now we also have inferior good. What can you say about inferior good? I told you that what inferior good is a good whose demand falls as consumer income increases. So what can you say about the relation between what demand and income based on that?
It's it's a negative relationship.
Thank you. They have negative relationship, right? Demand and income has negative relationship. That means as income goes up, demand what falls.
And
Is
it's
that
down.
understood? Thank you.
Yes.
Right? Then that's number two factor affecting what demand. We have explained one and two, right? Another factor that affects demand is price of related products. Price of related product. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now, when we talk about price of related product, under this, I will talk about substitute product, right? And I
Yeah.
will talk about complementary product. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now, what are substitute products? Do you have an idea? Substitute product.
Substitute products um are products like that when you can't like maybe like if you don't have enough funds to buy like a the like standard thing like okay coffee. If you don't have like enough money to buy coffee, you look for the next best alternative like tea.
Okay, that's a good one, right? That's a very good one, right? Okay, but you can actually put a definition to it, right? Substitute product are product, right? That what substitute product, right? They are product that is a product, right? Is substitute product is a product that can be used in replacement of another product. Is that understood? Just like you said, right? Instead of
Yes.
coffee, you can demand for what tea. Is that understood?
Yes.
So a product that can be used in replacement of another product is known as what substitute product. Is that understood?
Yes.
Example: HP laptop and Dell laptop. They are substitute. Did you get that?
Yes.
Can you give me other examples apart from the one we've given? Can you give me other examples of substitute products?
Instead of buying turkey at a restaurant, you can get chicken.
Okay, thank you. That those two are what also was substitute. Now let's look at how that relate to demand. How does that relate to demand? Right? How does
Yes.
that relate to what demand? For example, if the price of turkey goes up, what do you think will happen to what demand for what? For chicken?
The the price. Said you said the price.
Yes, I said if the price of turkey goes up, what do you think will happen to the demand for chicken?
The demand for chicken will rise since it's the next best alternative.
Thank you. Because turkey is now what?
Expensive.
Expensive, right? So
Yes.
consumer will shift toward we shift their demand toward to chicken because it's now relatively cheaper. Is that understood?
Yes.
So as the price of what turkey goes up, the demand for what chicken what? So as the price of turkey goes up, the demand for chicken also what goes up, right?
Yes.
So what relation can you observe there? They move in what in the same direction. Price of one is going up, country what demand of the other is also going up, right?
Yes.
So we can conclude that what substitute products have what positive relationships what with demand. Is that understood?
Mm. Yes.
Because as the price of one of the product is going up, quantity demanded of the other will also what goes what we also will go up, right? So they have what positive relationship to what demand. Is that understood?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't established the fact that substitute product have a positive relationship. Now let's look at complementary product. What are complementary product? Do you have an idea? Complementary
No.
product. Okay, complementary product that are jointly demanded. Jointly what? Demanded. Is that understood?
Mm. Okay.
Okay, let me give you an example. Petrol and car. Is it possible to use a car without petrol?
No.
They are complementary. They go together. Okay, another example is gas cylinder and the gas that you have to put inside. You know, if you have gas cylinder, if you don't put gas inside, there's no it cannot work. Is that understood? Those are complementary word product. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now let's look at the relation. How does that relate to demand? Suppose the price of petrol goes up. What do you think will happen to what the demand for car?
The demand for cars would decrease.
Thank you. People will demand less for car because petrol is now very expensive, and they need petrol, right, to move over their car, right? If they want to
Yes.
operate the car, they need more petrol. So if the price of petrol goes up, people will demand less for what? For car.
Car.
Is that understood?
Yes.
So what relationship can you observe there? Can you tell me the relationship you observe?
It's a negative one. They're not both going at the same rate. One is
They
going
don't
up
move
and one is
forward.
going
If
down.
they don't move in the same direction, right? The
Yes,
direction
they're
they are
not moving
moving
in
is
the
what
same
is different.
direction. It's different.
Thank you. So we have what negative of relationship. So you can we have established that complementary goods have what negative
Negative
what relationship,
relation.
right? Then let's
Yes.
look at the last factor that affect demand. The last factor that affecting demand is taste, fashion, and attitude of consumers, right? Taste,
Yes.
fashion, and attitude of consumers, right? Okay, I'm going to add more to it. I'm going to add more to it, right? I will not stop at four, right? We have taste of consumers, right, and an attitude of our consumers. Is that understood?
Yes.
So how does taste affect demand? Can you tell me how taste can affect demand?
Um, taste can affect demand. Uh, maybe if some parts of the population or doesn't like or care for a particular um product, or maybe it's not in season. Like if strawberries are in season, most people won't buy them.
Okay. 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 I will give you an example, right? When some product, right, that are fashionable, right? Like
Yes.
iPhone 16, right? I guess what's the latest iPhone that we have? I guess it's
iPhones.
iPhone, right?
Yes.
Is now what is now fashionable, right? Is something that is in vogue, right?
Yes.
When a product is in vogue, when a product is fashionable, you see that what the demand for that product tend to what increase. Is that understood?
Yes. Yes.
Right? When a product is fashionable, right, the demand for it tend to what to increase. Is that understood?
Yes.
Did you get that?
Yes.
So that explains how taste can affect your demand, right? And there's some products that were fashionable before, right? Or they were in vogue before, but now they are no longer what fashionable. You see that what the demand for such products what is for. Is that understood?
Yes.
Then we also have attitude of consumers can also affect your demand. Attitude of our consumers, right?
Yes. Um.
So how okay, you wanted to say something.
No, I don't understand.
Feel free to talk, oh, right? Be free to talk. Do you have anything
I
to say now?
no no. I thought you were asking me how attitude of consumer could affect demand.
Okay, do you want to say something about that?
I was just trying to try and piece my words together.
Okay. In terms of attitude, right? Your attitude can be in favor of a product, right? And your attitude may not be what in favor of what the product, right? And I'll give you an example. I'll give you a practical example, right? I
Yes.
last 3 years I had a student. She came from England, right? The student like Coke. You get that? The student like Coke.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when she's coming to class, right, and whenever she's coming to class, she always bring a bottle of Coke to class. Is that understood?
Mm.
That means her taste is in favor of a Coke. If you give her other soft drink, she will not take. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now, for such students, if the price of Coke goes up, you see that you see demand for what Coke. Is that understood?
Yes.
Did you get that? And
Yes.
if the price of Coke falls, that means she will demand more for what more Coke. Is that understood?
Okay. Yes.
Why do you think she will demand for Coke even if the price of Coke goes up? Because
Of its
like she
taste.
has a very high taste for what Coke, right?
Yes.
So attitude can affect your demand, right? If your attitude, right, towards a product is what positive, you tend to demand more for what? For such a product. Is that understood?
Yes.
But if it is otherwise, what do? You demand
Um.
less for what? Such a product, right?
Yes.
Is that understood?
Yes.
So let's talk about other factors affecting demand. Let's talk about population. Hope you know that population can also affect your demand for what the product.
Yes.
So can you tell me, do you have an idea of that? Can you explain that? How population affect demand?
Um. For instance, if the population of people that if there's an increase in population for a certain if there's an increase in population, there can also be an increase in a particular um there can also be an increase in demand for a particular product, like coffee. If there are more people in population, the demand for coffee or maybe something people use in everyday life like soap will increase.
All right, that's the perfect way to explain it, right? As population would increases, right, the demand for what product also will tend to what increase. Is that understood?
Increase. Yes.
Just like you said, right? The more or the larger or the size of the population, right? The more will be the demand for what for a product like soap. Is that understood? Because many people would need soap for different things. Is that understood?
Yes.
So let's talk about other factor, advertising. How can advertising affect demand? Advertising.
If a company or firm advertises their products more like on like online advertising or on billboards, more people will see it, and that might it increases their chances of demand.
Okay. Right. The more right a business advertises what their product, right? Did you get that? If the advertising is effective, right, it will increase what the demand for what their product. At times business may advertise their product, but if the advertising is not effective, it may not lead to what the increase what the demand for what their product. Is that understood? Did you get that? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Sorry, my internet went out.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. As I was saying, I said advertising. Your explanation is good, right? But I was talking about advertising, right? Advertising can affect what the demand for what a business or product, right? I said if a business advertises their product and the advertising is effective, right? The demand for their product will
Mm.
what will increase. Take note of the word effective. Effective advertising can lead to what increase what the demand for what a business or product. Is that understood? Right?
Yes.
So the advertising has to be effective, right? For it to lead to what an increase in sales or in demand for a business or product. Is that understood?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, can you tell me other factors that can affect demand? What are
Um,
the okay?
other factors like a fall in price of substitutes. If it's a fall in demand. Oh, so are we talking about increase? It's increase we're talking about, right?
Yeah, factor that can affect demand. You can talk about increase in price of substitute. Actually, we have talked about that. We talk about substitute goods and complementary goods. Those are substitute goods, right? Okay, we talk about substitute goods, right? Did you get that?
Yes.
Like the example you gave coffee and what's the next one you gave the other time? Coffee and you talk about tea, right? If the price of coffee goes up, right, the demand for what? For tea, right? We go up because consumer will switch to what? To buy more of tea. Is that understood?
Yeah.
So that is already explained. I'm just asking if you have maybe you think of other factors that can affect demand, right? Do you have any other factor you think can affect demand?
Weather
You said?
or weather or season. Like if it is maybe in like how in Nigeria in summer it gets very cold, so the weather can affect the amount of maybe jackets. The jacket business can it can make people demand for more jackets since it's very cold, or demand for like blankets or duvets.
Okay. Okay, weather condition, right?
Yes.
During when it's cold, right? When the
Yes.
weather is cold, demand for diesel tend to increase, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good one, right? Weather condition also affect your demand. Now, I'm going to like we I just this is just to like introduce you to what demand is all about because you need to understand all of these things before you can talk about market. You mentioned market equilibrium the other time, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we need to you need to have a good understanding of demand and supply because as when we'll be explaining when we're using graph to explain that we talk about this understanding of demand and supply are very, very important for you to understand it fully, right? You must understand what demand is all about and what supply is all about, right? For you to understand it fully. Is that understood?
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
this has been our first class. So I just want to like talk about demand, then we talk about supply, because I want to have a good understanding of those two topics before we go to the drawing of your graph and all. Is that understood?
Okay.
Now, you understand what demand is all about, right? So what you understand by supply, right? What does supply mean?
Um, Supply is the quantity of goods and services that a company or firm is willing and able to offer at a given price over a period of time.
All right, that's a good one as well, right? That's a good one, right? Supply refers to the quantity of a product, right? That producers, or just like we said, firm, right? Or suppliers. Those are the word we use in economics, right? The quantity of a product that
Yeah.
producers, right, or suppliers, right, or you can say firms are willing and able. The word willing and able are very, very paramount, right? Are willing and able to offer for sale at a given
Mm.
price, place, and time. Did you get that? At a
Yes.
given price, place, and what? And time. Right? You must understand this. Supply is not the same thing as production. They are two different things. Because most students, right, always feel that supply is in terms of production. They are two different things. I may
Mm.
produce what 10,000 products, right, and decide to supply 1,000 products. Is that
Yes.
understood?
Yes.
My production is 10,000, but what I decide to supply to the market is what? Is 1,000, right?
Yes.
What determines supply is price. Price determines what? Supply. Is that understood?
Yes.
So this will take us to the law of supply. The law of supply says the higher the price, the higher the quantity was supplied, right?
Yes.
And the lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. Other things being equal. Is that understood? Right. So I was talking about the law of supply, right?
Yes.
So can you remind me what I said about the law of supply? Let's see if you are following.
You said that the law of supply is when a product is the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied, and the lower the price, the less the quantity supplies.
Then I put something after that. I said other things being equal. You have to put that, right?
Okay.
Or you can use ceteris paribus. The reason why we use that is ceteris paribus is the Latin word that means other things being equal, right? Other factors will remain what equal. Is that understood? Right? I want to believe that you know why we
You
use ceteris
cracked up a
paribus
bit.
in the law of supply. Do you know why
You
we use
cracked up
ceteris
a bit
paribus?
when you were explaining that.
When I was explaining, okay, okay, I said ceteris paribus means other things being equal. Can you hear me clearly?
Other things being equal.
Yes, and I said I was asking if you know the reason we use ceteris paribus in the law of supply. You know, I use it in the law of demand as well, right? Can you tell me why we use ceteris paribus in the law of supply?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I said it the other time when I was explaining what demand. The reason we use ceteris paribus is because it is not only price that determines supply. Did you get that?
Okay, other because
There
other
are other
factors.
factors that determine what the quantity of a product that producer will supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
But we use satisfiable to assume that all other factors that affect your supply, right, are held constant. Did you get that?
Yes.
We assume that they do not exist, right?
Mm.
Now we are analyzing supply based on only price, right? Did you get that?
Yes.
Now, can you tell me the difference you notice between the law of supply and the law of demand? Can you tell me the difference? What
The
difference do
law
you
of
notice?
supply basically. is both of it is going in the same direction. The
Thank
amount,
you.
if the price is increasing, then the supply for the good is also increasing. But then for demand is if the price of a particular product increases, then the demand for that product will decrease.
Okay. Thank you. Right. So, for supply, right? Supply has positive relationship with price, right? Why demand has negative relationship with price? Is that understood? Did you
Yes.
get that?
Yes, I did.
All right. So let's talk about the next thing I want to talk about is factors affecting supply, right?
Mm,
So what are the factors affecting supply? Can you give me some factors that can affect supply?
um, um, factors affect increase, decrease in cost of production, or increase in cost of production. Um, decrease or increase in index taxes. In, and uh and
All right. Can you you mentioned cost of production, right?
yes,
So
and
can you
power
tell me how
success or power failure.
cost of production can affect supply?
Cost of production can affect supply because if it is getting too, like, if it is getting too expensive to produce a particular product, like maybe Coke, the the um
Okay, let me come in.
wait, sorry, I think I have
Okay,
something. If there's a decrease in the cost of production, that means that it is easier and cheaper to produce a particular product as a firm or a business. That means that you can supply more and to sell.
okay, that's a good one, right? When the cost of producing a product was reduces, right? Did you get that?
Yes.
Producer can produce more, right? As a matter of fact, they'll be stimulated to produce more. Is that understood?
Yes.
And the more they produce, the more they can supply toward the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
And supply will increase if there's a fall in our cost of our production. Did you get that?
Yes.
Did you get that?
Actually, sir, please can you repeat what you said? You were
I said,
cracking up.
okay, can you hear me clearly now? I said, if there's a
Yeah.
fall in our cost of our producing what the product, right?
Yes.
Right? Producers can produce more, right? Producer will be stimulated to produce more, right? Did you get that?
Yes.
And the more they produce, right, the more they can supply to the market. Did you get that?
Okay.
Hence,
Mm.
supply will increase. Did you get that?
Okay. Yes.
Now, you can see the links, right? All these links have to be explained if they are giving an exam. You have to explain all these links because those are the links that they mark in your IGCSE exam, right? For example, if a student say
Mm,
there's a fall in what cost of production, right, supply will increase. Instead of getting 4 marks, you get 2 marks because you have to tell us that okay, they will give you point for saying what cost of production can increase your supply, right? But you have to tell us how cost of production can increase your supply, right? A fall in cost of production, right, will make producer to will stimulate producer to produce more, right? And the more they
mm,
produce, the more they can supply toward the market, right? And supply will increase. So if you explain it that way, you get more mark than explain that just tell us that a fall in cost of production will increase supply. Is that
mm.
understood?
Yes.
So you have to tell us the link. Then and vice versa, right? If there's an increase in cost of production, right? Producer what? We produce less. It's not expensive for them to produce. So they will reduce what the quantity what they produce, right? Did you get that?
Yes. Yes.
And the
Yes.
less the quantity they produce, the less they can supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
Therefore, supply what? Will fall. Is that understood?
Yes.
Then you talk about number one is we can talk about okay, that's number one. Let's talk about price, right? Just put the law of supply. That will also will help us to explain what factor affecting what supply. The higher the price, the higher the quantity of supply, right? When price
Mm,
goes up, right, is a higher price is an incentive for producers, right, to supply more of their product to the market. Is that understood?
yes.
Why is it an incentive? Because if price goes up, it's an incentive for them to make more profit. So they want to supply more quantity of their product to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
And vice versa. A lower price will incentivize your producer, right? Right? To supply what
Yes.
will incentivize producer to supply what their product to the market. So they reduce what the quantity they supply to the market. Right? Therefore, it will lead to a fall in what supply. Is that understood?
Yes.
Can you talk about taxes and subsidy? I guess you mentioned that taxes and subsidy, right?
Yes. I mentioned a decrease or increase in indirect taxes.
Okay, thank you. You can just put that under government policy, right? Government policy, right? You can put that under government policy. Then you now explain what indirect taxes and and subsidy, right? So what do you understand by indirect taxes?
Indirect taxes are they are the okay, they are the taxes that are basically given to the goods before they reach a customer that pays um the indirect tax as a part of market
Okay,
price for the
okay,
goods
that's
that they have purchased.
right. You have a good knowledge of it, right? But this is how you explain it, right? Indirect taxes are what they are taxes that are imposed on goods and services, right? Taxes on goods and services are what they are known as what indirect taxes. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now you can give examples. In exams case, if they ask you what is they ask you to talk about indirect taxes, after you have defined it, you have to give example to show that you understand it. They mark you based on you have AO1, AO2, and AO3, right? Knowledge and
Yes.
understanding, that's AO1, right? You have to show that
Yes.
you have knowledge and understanding of the concept, right? Then AO2 is analysis, right? Like the uh, cost of production that we explained, right? You see that we analyze how cost of production can affect your supply. Is that understood?
Yes.
Then AO3 is evaluation. Did you get that? Those are the three ways they were assessed in exam. Did you get that?
Oh yes. Okay.
Now analysis carry more marks, so you must know how to do analysis. If you must have a star in your IGCSE exam, you must know how to analyze. is very key, right? You must know how to analyze and you must know how to evaluate. Those two carry more mark, right?
Okay.
Now, we talk about indirect tax. Like I said, it's a tax that is imposed on what goods and what services, right?
Yeah.
Can I give some examples? Okay, examples of indirect tax. I've not given an example. Example of indirect taxes. We have value added what taxes, VAT. Is an example, is a very good example of indirect tax. Value added
Mm.
tax, right?
Yes.
We have tariff. Hope you know what tariff is.
Yes. 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 I know. I know.
Is a tax on imported what goods.
Yes.
It's also what a good example of what indirect what taxes. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now you must know this that indirect taxes are regressive in nature, right? They are regressive. Indirect
They're
taxes are
what?
what regressive. Did you get that?
No, they're the what? Sorry.
They are regressive in nature, right? They are regressive in nature. Did you get that?
Regressive in nature.
Right. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by regressive in nature, right? Let me
They
explain
can
that.
change.
Okay, you wanted to say something about that?
They can. They don't stay the same. They can change.
No, that's not what it means, right? It means that it
Okay.
takes more from what? From the poor, right, and less from the rich. Did you get that? It takes more from the poor and less from what the rich. Is that understood?
Takes more from the poor and less from the rich.
Yes. And I will explain, right?
Okay.
Now, suppose we have two different uh persons, right?
Yes.
Right. One earns $1 million a month, for example, right?
Okay.
And the other earns $100,000 a month, right?
Okay.
And the two want to buy iPhone 16. Did you get
Yes.
that?
Yes.
See that the person that earns $1 million is just taking a chunk of his income to buy iPhone 16, right?
So sorry, what did you say?
I said the person that is earning $1 million will just be taking a chunk of his income to buy iPhone 16. Did you get
Yes.
that?
Yes.
But the person that is earning $100,000 is taking what a large sum, right, of his income to buy what iPhone 16. Did you get that?
Yes. Yes.
Right? So that's why I
Yes.
said it takes more from what? From the rich,
Than the
from the
poor.
poor, right? And less from all the rich, right?
Yes.
Because the rich you were taking what a chunk of his income to buy what iPhone, right?
Yes.
But the poor or someone on low income will be taking what a large sum of his income to buy what the phone. Is that understood?
Yes.
That's why I said it's regressive in nature. Is that understood?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Now let's talk about the second one. Subsidy, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not done explaining indirect tax. We have not talked about how indirect tax can affect what supply, right? Have we done that?
No, we
So
have.
indirect tax will increase your cost of our production. You have to relate to our cost of our production, right? An increase in what indirect tax will lead to what an increase in our cost of our production, right?
Yes. Okay.
And we said the other time, an increase in our cost of production, right, will lead to what?
Um.
Uh, okay, you go on.
Increase in indirect tax causes an increase in cost of production.
Okay, up. Don't. Up. You have not forgotten what we talk about under cost of production. If there's an increase in cost of production, what happens?
Oh, if there's an increase in cost of production, then less of the product will be supplied. Supply go decreases.
Okay, but this is the way I want to explain it, right? You have to give us. I don't want you to relate it directly to a supply, right? An increase in cost of production, right, will lead to what? We make producers to produce what? They have to reduce what they are what the quantity of the product they produce, right? Because it's not expensive for them to produce what the product, right? So they have to reduce what the quantity of the product they produce, right? Do you get that?
So you broke up.
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
I said if there's an increase in what cost of our production, right? Producer we have to reduce what the quantity of the product they produced, right?
Okay. Yes.
Because it's not expensive to produce what the product. Is that
That's
understood?
the original product. Yes.
Yes, thank you. And the less the quantity what they produce, the less the quantity they can supply to the market, right?
Okay.
So this is the link. Increase in the cost of production will lead to what? So increase in what indirect tax will lead to what? Increase in what cost of production, right?
Yes.
And increase in what cost of production, right? We make producer to reduce the quantity what they produced, right? Because it's not expensive to produce what the product, right?
Yes. Sir.
And the less the quantity they produce, the less quantity they can supply to the market, right?
Yeah.
And supply what will fall. Is that understood?
Yes.
And vice versa. That means if there's a fall in what in indirect tax, it will lead to a fall in what cost of what of production, right? And a fall in what cost of production will what stimulate producer to produce more. Producer want to produce more because the cost of producing what the product as well that's falling, right?
Yes. So the
The more they
producers
produce,
produce more to the market.
thank you. That's a good one, right? So let's talk about subsidy. What do you understand by subsidy? Subsidy. What do you understand by subsidy?
Um. Yeah. Subsidy is an amount of funding that the government gives to a firm or a business to maybe start up their business, or if they are having any financial problems, the government comes to aid them.
Okay, that's you have understanding of it, right? But to explain that better, you have to use what economic what balance to explain it, right? Did you get that?
Yes.
So how do we do what in economics? This is how we define subsidy. Subsidy is a financial grant. Did you get that? It's a financial grant, right?
Okay.
Given by the government to producers, right?
Okay.
Especially producers of merit good and essential good. Hope you have done what you have done merit good.
Oh yes, yes, I have.
So what do you understand by merit good?
Um, Mary Good is Mary Good is a product or service that is beneficial to society, or yes, that's beneficial to society.
Okay, that's a good one. But that definition is not details enough, right? You have a good you understand what merit good is, right? But that definition is not detailed enough, right? Merit good is what a good that is what that is of more benefit towards the society, right? Than is that understood.
Yes.
Then the additional information I want you to add to that is that they are often underproduced and underconsumed. Male goods
Mary
are often
Good.
what underproduced and underconsumed, right?
Okay. Okay.
Due to information failure. Due to information failure.
Information.
So what is information failure? You need to understand what information failure is. All of these things are very important for you to what? For you to understand uh for you to understand what Megud is all about, right? This word information or failure, right? So what is information failure? Information failure is a situation in which consumers do not have what?
Um.
They do not have adequate knowledge about the benefit that what they can derive when they consume what they do.
Okay.
For example, education. Examples of Megud is what education. Some people will not what will not consume education because they don't know what the benefit of what of going to school. Did you get that? Of consuming what the good. Did you get that?
Yes. Yes.
Healthcare is a very good example of what of merit good. You see some people when they are sick, they resort to what self medication because they don't know the benefit of what going to what hospital to see doctors, right? So doctor will examine them and tell them, okay, this is what is wrong with you, right?
Yes.
So some people have lost their life because they don't know what this what benefit of what of going to what hospital, right? When they are sick. Did you get that?
Yes.
For example, during what COVID, you see that some people when they were saying people should come and take COVID, the what's it called,
The vaccine.
the vaccine. Some people were like, some people right were saying, I don't want to take the vaccine. What if I die? They were just saying, what if they transferred something or other things to me because of ignorance, right?
Yeah.
Did you get that? So some people were
Yes.
afraid to take the vaccine. So people need to be educated, right, about what the benefit of taking what the vaccine. Did you get that?
Okay.
So male are often what under consume and under produce due to what information failure. People do not have what the adequate information, right, about what the benefit of consuming what they do. Is that understood?
Yes.
So if government want to what encourage what the consumption of merit good, right, an
Yes.
essential good. Can you give me an example of essential good?
Essential. Essential goods are an example.
Yes.
Um, like okay, like electricity, food.
Thank you. Right. Those are examples of what essential goods. Electricity, staple food, cooking oil. These are examples of what? Of essential goods. So if government wants to encourage what the consumption of these goods, government can what give us subsidy. Government can
Mm,
subsidize it. Is that understood?
yes.
So the subsidy goes to what the producers, right? The subsidy what goes to what those that produce those goods. Is that understood?
Yes.
And when those producers will receive those subsidies, that will reduce what their cost of what production, right?
Yes.
And as the cost of production will reduce, they can produce more for those what goods, right?
Yes.
And the more they produce, right, the more they can supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
And the more they supply to the market, right, the lower will be what the price of what those goods because supply will be greater than demand. And when supply is greater than demand, price falls. Did you get that?
Yes.
So that explains how subsidy can affect supply, right? If government
Okay.
gives subsidy to producers, cost of production of our producers will fall, right? And as their cost of our production falls, they can they will be stimulated to produce more. They produce more, right? And the more they produce, the more they can supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
So you can see the links. So in exam, if you want to do exam, you have to explain it step by step. Those are the things that they mark in exam. That's why you see some students they will finish exam, they feel that they answer the question well. But if you don't give this, if a student doesn't give this link, his name may be so good, but if the student does not give this link, the student may end up having what A instead of A star. You have to
Okay.
give link. So for the examiner to know that you know what you are doing. Is that understood?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So let's take uh one more factor affecting supply, right? weather condition. Hope you know weather condition can also affect supply.
Yes.
So for those in
Um.
agriculture, right? For those in agriculture, like farmers, right? So when
Yes.
the weather is good, what happens? They can have
Um.
bumper harvest, right?
Yes.
They can have a bumper harvest, right? And the more product they harvest, the more they can supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
But when the weather condition is unfavorable, what do you think happens?
They won't have their harvest will not be as effective, and then they won't be able to um produce
Supply.
crops
This is the word
or
supply.
okay, they won't be able to produce supply to give to the market.
All right. The way you put it, this way you put it, right? If the harvest is what is not favorable, right? Uh, the quality of the goods they they will harvest, right? If the harvest is not favorable, right? You see that what the quality of the goods they harvest on what their farms or decreases, right? And the less they harvest, right? The less they can supply to the market. Is that understood?
Yes.
So those are the. Can you do you have other factors that can affect supply too? Maybe you can add that to it.
No, the factors that I gave you was the one that I learned in school.